Recording in progress.
What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the Brand New News Show, Underdog to Success podcast interview edition. I am here with a pretty amazing writer, man. He put together an incredible guide. I get a chance to talk to him today, man. Tell him how your guide came to be, man, and tell him where they can find it, man.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Phil. I go by the Blerd Explorer on Instagram and TikTok. My content is about Black travel, Blerd stuff, and I'm author of two books called The Black Traveler's Guide to Incheon, South Korea, and The Black Traveler's Guide to Daegu, South Korea.
Yes. You hit me up with this book, his guide, pretty much. I read it and I was like, wow, this is incredible. I was like, he's actually explaining not particularly just any travel. He's explaining what is it like to get out of the country and see new world, new experiences, especially in Korea of all places. I'm like, that's something different, completely
Yeah,
different than what a black person would probably do. But I was like, that's kind of the gist of this guy, because it's like, it's not what black people would do. They wouldn't go to
exactly.
Korea. And so I thought that was really dope. And I was like, I took that right out the gate when I was starting to read it. And what is one thing about your experience in Korea that you've already learned about it, that you already was like, okay, this is completely different than what people told me about it?
Right. Well, for background, I moved to Korea back in what was it, May 2016. How I came here, so I work as an ESL teacher. I teach English as a second language, right? Been doing it for 5 years. And how I got here was, it was my last semester of university, and uh, around I was fall 2015, and I was trying to, as a senior in college, you try to send out resumes, going to job fairs, trying to find some type of job, right? But nothing was clicking. And then one day I saw an ad for my university job board about teaching English in South Korea. So I said, okay, let's check it out, because I always wanted to travel as a kid, but I didn't know how to do it because my family never traveled outside the United States, or if ever. Because of course, again, travel is expensive, but especially when it comes to African Americans specifically, like I never heard of a black person traveling abroad that wasn't military. Like,
Yeah, you said that in the book, in the guide. I was like, yeah, that's true. That was very true.
yeah. And so what led me to make this book, my first book, Incheon, was it was during the pandemic, and what happened was I was working my first elementary school job in Incheon, South Korea, right? And unfortunately, the English center I worked at was in an elementary school. My boss told me, hey, we're going to shut down temporarily for 2 months during the summertime, right? And before then, I was thinking about ways to earn some money on the side. I've been thinking about that for years, besides doing blogging and YouTube videos. Like, what else something I can do that's niche, that's nobody's done before, right? And I came up with the idea, it's like, wait, no one's really done like a black travel guide at all for other countries or other places. Now you got books for, like, say, solo men, solo women, which are good, of course. I did see one for solo black women, which is a good idea. But what about like a general overview for travel guide for all black people that any black person can read?
Right.
And so I
Yeah.
started with Incheon. Yeah, so I wrote the first book. So from July up to September, I went out, took pictures, went to locations, tried different restaurants, places to eat, took down notes, went everywhere in Incheon, and then I wrote the book.
That was an amazing book, man. And the guide is so incredible because it
Thank you.
does explain a pretty much a black person experience. Like when you were talking about going to the Pokemon tournament,
Mhm.
and you were like, there's like three of us that weren't from Korea.
Right.
It was like a white guy from the south, and
Yeah.
it was like a blind girl from like he was like, it was a blind girl from some place.
I
It was
think
just like,
the guy was from Canada. He's from Canada, Jesse.
yeah,
And
Canada, and a girl was from
yeah.
the south.
No, I
And
think
I
no,
was
she's from New Jersey or New
New
York. I can't
Jersey and New
remember which.
York. Yeah.
I wanted to, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but it was just interesting. You were like, everybody's looking at me like, because I'm six. Like, when you say I was like
yeah,
six,
6'6", 6'7", 2 centimeters, 200 centimeters tall. Yeah,
and people are looking at you like, what the hell? Is it like we've
yeah.
never seen this before. Like, what is this experience that we're seeing? And it's
Right, and
kind
this
of
is in
like,
Seoul, the capital. Keep in mind, where a lot of black people, most black expats live. Most expats preferably lives in Seoul or Busan, but everybody wants to live in Seoul. I don't. So Even when I go to Seoul, I still get stared at.
Yeah, and like that's got to be a different experience because I mean, as a 6'7" black man in America, it's still like you get stared at, but it's like
Yeah,
it's a different experience. It gotta
it's a
be a
different
different.
experience. Right? People look at me if I play basketball or if I'm going to rugby or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. It's gotta be a way different experience. It's
Yeah,
gotta be like
whereas
more.
over here, it's that fascination because, like, most Asian countries, they're homogenous, right? Where, population, like 90, 95% population, everybody looks the same
Mm,
through and through. So somebody who looks different, they're going to get scared. It's like I mentioned in both my books, like, all foreigners get scared. And I also put the new book, Dig book, explain why is it called the Black Travel Guide. And I had some friends ask me the same questions because when it comes to travel, a black, especially particularly in Asia, a black person's experience is going to be completely different than a white person's experience. And it's also a niche market that nobody's really done before.
yeah, it's such an amazing guide, and I think a lot of people need to go and get it because, like I said, it's giving us a way different view of Korea. Like when you started talking about the foods and the different ways people would use chopsticks, she was like, I never thought about using chopsticks, and then I bought a chopstick. Like I had to buy them, I had to learn how to use these. Like it was just like I was like, oh, this is pretty intriguing because a lot of people would just automatically assume
Yeah.
everybody use chopsticks in Asian countries. Like
Right. Many
everybody
Asian
uses them.
countries, yeah.
So yeah, so it's kind of like that was kind of interesting for me personally because it was just like you bought them, but it was like you was like, well, they also use forks and spoons and like they use
Right.
that
It's
too.
probably
Like
some soup stuff, yeah. Yeah, I think the problem is, especially like when it comes to America, for instance, right? Unless you live like very heavy East Asian areas, like in California, Seattle, Atlanta, or New York, right? It's like it's not very common you're going to eat many like your, I guess, quote unquote American Chinese dishes, right? Because many Americans, that's including myself, like I never really eaten real Chinese food until I came to Korea, or actually when I went to Taiwan. Excuse me. So I think that's one of the downsides about living in certain areas, certain countries, certain parts of the U.S. Like you're not exposed to as many cultures. Like you always eat the same thing, eat the same foods over and over again.
yeah, it yeah, it could mess with your mindset when you do go to certain different places because you're like, I'm used to this, but this is
Right.
kind of what I'm. This isn't new to me. Like, but it kind of is new to me. It's
Right.
not new, but it's new. It's a different experience on a different level.
Right. Exactly.
Um, what is one thing about because you said you're a teacher. So how did you
Yeah.
get into being a second language English teacher? Like how did you get into that?
Like I said before, so University Job Board about teaching English in South Korea, and I saw this opportunity to not only travel the world, also get earn some money, pay off student loan debt. Side note: I still haven't done that yet, but uh, but also, and I also needed a job because I needed to move out of my parents' house, right? Like, so when I graduated college, I was about 24 years old. I was like, okay, I'm tired of living in my parents' house. I'm tired of working these two terrible, shitty retail jobs. Like, I need to go out. Like, now the first job offer I got, there was this one black girl, Destiny. She did warn me that this job was pretty terrible, right? Like, she did give me the pros and cons about the position I was applying for, right? But I was in a situation like, listen, I'll take whatever I can get right now. I'll work the bad job for now, and then we'll move up later. I just need to get out of my parents' house. I need to do something else.
Yeah, I like your shirt by the way. Yeah, I'm tall.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah.
That's an incredible shirt. It's just those experiences, man. Like life is so interesting to the point where you even get shocked by was it a culture shock? It had to be a culture shock,
Oh,
right? To
definitely. Oh, of
move
course.
from
Especially when you move somewhere new, it's totally different, or visit somewhere new. It's like from what you used to. It's like saying somebody from a country town's cultural shock is going to be experience when they go to the big city, or vice versa. Even in America,
yeah,
same thing. Like when you go from Georgia to Seattle or New York, or what have you, or Dallas, see how they do things over there.
yeah. I don't know how I would feel in a different country. Like I could
Mm.
barely survive in a different city. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, by myself. Like it'd be like a different country, or you gotta learn time zones, you gotta learn streets, you gotta learn how
Yeah.
to walk in certain positions. Like because
Right.
like I don't know if they drive on the left side of the street or the right side of the street. It's just like you gotta learn so many
Right.
things, and it can
Right.
catch you
Right.
off guard so fast, and it's just like, oh. So are you still in Korea? Because you're in Korea
Yes,
still,
I'm still
right?
in Korea. I'm
So
still working right now. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's the main thing. I think a lot of people need to understand about, particularly your guide, because it does teach us a lot about Korea heritage. You know, you was like, well, Korea got a point in the city where it is Chinatown. They actually do have a Chinatown. You could come and
Yeah.
actually see certain things about China that you probably wouldn't probably get in America. So explain that.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I think that's the beauty of travel. Is like you learn more things than you would have if you stay within your own country, right?
Right.
Uh, like for example, I didn't know like okay, Korea's love for fried chicken, right? They have a massive love for fried chicken, more than black people, I would say. And I didn't realize if I was looking into it because I wrote in my book, my second Daegu book. I was learning about the history of fried chicken. I learned how like during the Korean War, meaning African American soldiers showed Koreans how to make fried chicken because historically they never really had fried chicken over here in Korea. And so eventually it came very popular, cheap, delicious, you know, family kind of dinner type of thing, right?
Right.
And now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, like just franchises, mom and pop shops everywhere in Korea. Like even my small town, like there's like 7 or 8 fried chicken restaurants I can pick from. Yeah,
That's pretty dope. That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
And
That
by the
is
way,
pretty cool.
I think if you remember in the Daegu book, my book number 2, I mentioned that about the Daegu Chimik Festival, which is the Daegu Fried Chicken and Beer Festival.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, y'all heard that right. There is a fried chicken and beer festival every year in the summer in South Korea.
oh shit. Okay. That's gotta be, oh, wow. That's, again, like I said, it's new, but it's not new.
Right. And it's also pretty cool because it's near this park, which is also across the street from the amusement park too. So where the festival's held, it's across the street in a park. Where the park across the street, there's an amusement park called eWorld. So if you got kids there or traveling in a group, you guys go check out the amusement park.
Definitely, man. Your guide, again, like I said, man, is so inquisitive and it's so incredible to just like read from it a different experience in a different country. Because like I said, it's a culture shock. You don't know what's gonna happen. You moved there at 24, so I know that shit had to be completely fucking different. Like it's just
Yeah.
like your
Well, actually, I was
mindset.
25 when I did, but yeah.
Yeah, because you're not like you're mentally ready for it, but you're like also just trying to get the fuck away from what the fuck you were avoiding in America. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
that too, right? It was kind of like
Right.
I'm just trying to get the hell out of this situation. So let me go to do this to just do
Right.
this for right now.
Right.
And
It's like it's one of those scenarios like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm miserable. Maybe something new. Change the scene could do it. And it's actually I got a true story. One of my homeboys, Jamal, who's like a good friend of mine, right, from high school. He was were leaving. We left our areas at the state of South Carolina at the same time because his dad. He told me that his dad told him to leave South Carolina because there's nothing for him. Like they ain't shit for him to do. You know, like he was his dad was trying to encourage him like go live somewhere else. And so he did. So he went to like graduate school in Florida for a bit. And because he left South Carolina, now he's working for Virginia Tech for the sports team. Like he's a camera guy.
oh wow.
I think he's the head. I think he's like director, like the I guess videography. Like he did basically he's on the field shooting the football Virginia Tech football games.
Hey, I mean, and it, same thing for me. I feel like coming out of like I'm from New Orleans originally, so
Right.
I get it when they say ain't shit here for you. Might as well just go somewhere else and figure it out
Right.
that way, because it can get so condensed and you
Yeah.
get so trapped in that mindset of I will never get the fuck out of here, so might as well just adapt to it.
Right. Right.
And
Exactly. And I think that's a big problem. I think really for every American, like especially a young person, when you finish high school, trade school, college, military, whatever, leave your hometown. Just go leave your city, leave your state. Just go live somewhere else for the love of God.
yeah,
Because
you gotta
you're really
travel.
not Yes. Travel to another state, another region, to another country if you can. Just leave your city. Like, don't move back if you can. If you can, like, go live somewhere else. Because I promise you, like, you will grow more, and you'll see more confidence in you if you live in other places than if you stay in one spot for all your life.
100. I respect that, and I totally agree with that. Because, like I said, I'm originally from New Orleans, but when I moved to Houston, my mindset changed. The way I thought about life at the time changed. Everything changed, and I got better health resources out here and everything. So it was just like it really did change the way I adapted my mindset and my lifestyle because I had to. I had no choice.
Right. Right.
So I know you. I think you said you're still teaching right now, right, man? You got like a class or something. So I'm gonna let you go. But before you
No,
go,
it's Saturday over here. It's Saturday over here. Saturday morning for me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I know you still got stuff to do, man. But before I let you go, man, I'm gonna let you. I do this from me to you. I kind of just tell people one thing about podcasting or something to just help people pretty much in general. So I want you to tell people what is one thing about writing that has helped you kind of explain your story better, and what is one thing about being a teacher that helps you with like the youth, pretty much young kids in this world.
I think for one, in terms of teaching, right? Because a lot of kids, especially in Korea, most of us, they've never seen another Black person up close. And a lot of times, if they ever see a Black person, that if they don't live in Seoul or Busan, right, it's because they see what they see on TV. And of course, media depiction plays a massive role. Like, for example, before Black Panther came out, most Black people got referred to as a, rapper, basketball player, Oprah, Obama. But when Black Panther came out, a lot of kids, even to this day, I've been referred to as Wakanda teacher, Black Panther teacher. But at the same time, it can be a little bit annoying, but at the same time, you guys remember, like, they never seen a Black person up close. Most of the time, if they had a new teacher, a foreign teacher, it's going to be white. Almost always. So at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe I can help them, educate them somehow, show them that, hey, no, all Black people are not what you see on TV. There are Black people who are cooks. There are Black people like me who play Pokemon, who can smash you guys in Pokemon, so don't try me. But yeah, in terms of writing, I say everyone has their own unique style that works for them. Like for me, for example, I recently announced I started my next book. I'm writing a book about the whole country, South Korea. For the country, South Korea. Now that's going to take a lot of time because of COVID, for one. But at the same time, I realized, okay, I got to go my own pace. I can't just go and dive in because where I'm living, I can't just go out and travel anywhere I want to because it's a lengthy process. So I realized I got to go my own pace. I got to slow down, take my time, go on my own pace, and we'll build something. Even just take one page at a time. We'll take what we can get for now. And then, we'll come back later.
Definitely. One more time, man. Tell them where they can find the guide, books, everything. Tell them where they can find you. Follow you on social media. He is on social media. He is killing it on social media. Tell them one more time where they can find everything from you, man.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Blerd Explorer. If you're interested, you want to support my books, you can buy the books, The Black Traveler's Guide to Incheon, Incheon, and The Black Traveler's Guide to Daegu, Daegu. You can find them on Amazon right now, ebook formats only. If you get any questions about travel, I'll try my best to help you out. But if you want to see my work, just follow my stories, and you'll see when my next book comes out.
Yes. Thank you, man. One more time for even doing this with me, man. I appreciate this. You giving me your time to even do this, man. I really appreciate it, man.
No, thank you for having me.
Oh man, enjoy the rest of your day, man. You got a Saturday. This is still Friday over here.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of your day, man. I hope you really truly enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for doing this for me, man.
No, thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Brendan Bryan, your new show, and we're out.